Hey YouTubers, good morning, Robb. This video was pre-recorded. It's not really Friday morning, it's Tuesday afternoon. So if something's happened since then, that's why I haven't talked about it. In case the Albonians attack. Those darn Albonians. Yeah, this is going to be a little different this morning. Usually on Fridays we have a little cooking. And we have a recipe we're going to go through making something specific. But I haven't been to the store in 5 weeks. I'm all out of onions just about. And all their vegetables and fruits. And so I thought this morning, or Tuesday afternoon, we'll just sit here in the kitchen and have a little talk. We're going to be making something for tomorrow for dinner. And then when I finish, we're going to make today's dinner. Nothing special, just have a little conversation in the kitchen on a fake Friday morning. This is my favorite knife in the kitchen. What we're doing now is preparing some tofu, extra firm. I think everybody likes extra firm. We're going to slice it and kind of squeeze out the water. Before we did anything to it, we put it in the freezer and froze it. What that does is it breaks down the cells, opens them up, so all the liquid can get out, or more can get out. Excuse me one moment. By the way, for your listening pleasure, we got the radio on so I can have no monetization on this video, but it's Paul Desmond. He could deserve the money. Now we're going to slice these. Hardly anybody watches my cooking videos, so it's not like I'm losing a lot of money. Now after we slice them, we're going to put some weight on them and just try to remove some of that liquid. Then we're going to add my favorite marinade. This is my go-to seasoning for just about everything. Italian dressing. I like making my own too. You can't see this, but I'm squeezing all the liquid out that I can. It's a torrent. It helps when you make a noise. Now to give the marinade a little room, we'll take out a couple and use for this evening's dinner. This way we can give the tofu some room to breathe here while we throw in the marinade. And like I said, tomorrow evening we'll be putting these on the panini grill. It'll leave nice grill marks. 1/3 of cooking is the visual aspects. It's, if something looks good, that's part of the battle. Okay, we'll add some water. Maybe a little more salad dressing. Right now I know there's somebody saying, how come we gotta listen to this music? There's other people saying, gee, that's good music, I wanna subscribe. YouTube means you can't please everybody. Now that leaves us, what are we going to have for dinner? I think we'll have some tiny little pork sausages, grilled or sauteed in this little tiny omelet pan, along with that tofu and some mushrooms and the last onions I have to my name. And a little bit of sliced salad olives. That's a misnomer, really. Sliced salad olives. Salad olives come sliced, so that wouldn't make any sense. And then we'll make some. We'll either make some ramen or I'll make some golden macaroni. This is how I make golden macaroni. I get a pot of water, put in my elbow macaroni, and I add turmeric. I gotta fill up this turmeric jar. I buy the turmeric a big container at a time because I use so much. There's a bunch of things I buy big amounts because I use so much. Like parsley, onion powder. These red pepper flakes, I think Lyndon Baines Johnson was president when I started on them. Okay, maybe not, but I've had them a long time. I know sometimes people look at my videos and the container looks kind of cruddy, like, but I've had it forever. Just refill it. Okay, let's get out our ingredients for this evening's dinner. Okay, we're back. This is what we got going on. We're going to be cooking up these Farmer John. I don't know if he always was a farmer, but he is now. And his classic pork sausage links. I bought these to use as seasoning. I usually just add one to whatever dish I'm making, but we're going to add several today. We're going to have some of our tofu, which you've seen before. Some onions. I've got a little bit of sliced celery left. When I slice up my celery, I like to use a little vegetable slicer that slices it super thin. It was originally purchased to slice potatoes, to make potato chips. But when you slice the celery super thin, it just almost becomes a different vegetable. It cuts that fiber so you don't have stringy pieces of celery. Looks like this. It's that thin. It takes a while to cut them all up. And we're going to add some of these. These are my favorite vegetables to get at Walmart. They're like 88 cents a bag. Broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. They make their money by adding all the carrots, because cauliflower and the broccoli are more expensive. Now I usually buy 5 pounds of carrots at a time, so I've got plenty of it. Adds a lot of color, and there again we talk about the visual presentation to the meal. It really makes the meal pop by seeing all the nice colors. And it's good for you. The best way to cook this for nutrients is to put it in the microwave steamer for 3 minutes. Put them in there frozen and steam it for 3 minutes, and they're done. And you have the most nutrients of any cooking method. I didn't make that up. Instead of having ramen or golden macaroni, we're going to try something different that I've not actually tried. I've done this before, and surprisingly it works very good. When we add all our ingredients in the pan, instead of boiling this in a pan separate, we're going to put these raviolis in the pan with all of our vegetables and the sausages, and all those delicious liquids are going to come out of the food and be absorbed by the macaroni, and we're going to cook it really slow with the lid. So we're not going to boil these in water separate, and they're going to be kind of limp and watery, and they need to put sauce or something. They're going to be delicious because all the stuff that came out of the sausages and the tofu and the vegetables and the spices are going to go into these raviolis. They're going to be like a little sponge filled with cheese with delicious flavors. So, get over here to our pan. It's a no-stick pan. We don't need to add any oil, but I think we're going to add a little bit of coconut oil. Sometimes certain nutrients are absorbed better when they have a little oil. We go with your favorite knife. By the way, if anybody watching likes knives, you want to go to BC Truck, I'll leave a link. He makes knives as a hobby, and they're like the best knives in the world. And he just charges whatever it costs him in sandpaper, so it's a freaking bargain. You got to go check out his knives. Even Salty bought one. Oh yeah. You see how that is? It's so different than tofu that hasn't been frozen. It's a different texture altogether, and there's much less liquid in there. Although I've never made this way before, so it might soak up the liquid that I want it to be saved for the raviolis. I think someone forgot to turn on the stove. We're putting it on extra low. Your stove may not have that feature. Can you see it? Can you see it? I don't want to move the lens. I'm lazy today. After all, today's Fake Friday. Yeah. Should I put in all my onions? Then I'd be onionless. That's right next to homeless. You know, I used to live on a boat, and my friends would tell people I was homeless. I'd be talking to some girl and they'd say, oh, he's homeless. I lived on a boat. But that's what friends are for. Okay. All those onions just slipped out by accident. They're gone. Now, just a handful of frozen celery. Now what I forgot to do, this is some dough. I used to, well I still do, put the dough in the pan and make dumplings. It absorbs the liquid the same way we're going to do the raviolis. But once I started using the raviolis, I kind of forgot about the dumplings. If these had cheese in the middle, maybe they could talk different, but right now they're just pieces of dough. Now what we want to do is tell all the vegetarians to not to look away. It's not going to be pretty. We're using some pork sausage. You want the sausages to get down there in the bottom of the pan. You don't want them to be on the top and not getting any of that heat, because we're going to be cooking them low. Well, my Paul Desmond may have went off. What do we got next going here? Oh, it's an old song from Father Goose. Has anybody seen the movie Father Goose with Cary Grant in 1960s? That was a funny movie. And it had boats in it. Nobody listening knows who that is. That's Peggy Lee. The reason that's a good song is you can whistle it. Some songs today you can't whistle. Like, I love Adele, but some of her songs you can't whistle. Ravioli. Well, it's time to add California style vegetable mix. I'm wondering if I should hurry this up, because I've got about 1,500 songs on that MP3 player, and some of them are doozies, so I don't want you guys to know all the crazy things I listen to. One of my selections on that MP3 player is NASA sent a record into space with the Voyager, and they put some songs on it, and I got a lot of those on the MP3 player, and some of them are from other countries, and they're they're some of them extraordinary, and some of them are interesting, to say the least. Now, I want to add some greens. I know we have some greens there, but it's not, broccoli is not really a green.
I have no objection to the twist as such, but it does represent some kind of change in our standards. What has happened to our concepts of beauty and decency and morality?
If you don't do it, you're just considered out. I don't know of anyone that doesn't do it at the moment.
Uh-oh. Can we add any more? Yes, we can. Parsley. Oh yeah, parsley is good for what ails you. Just a tiny bit of pepper. Mr. Turmeric. Could be Mrs. Who knows? Could be. No, we won't go there. And just a little bit of red pepper flakes from 1972. And the very last ingredient, a little dash. The great thing about this dressing is it's got a little bit of sugar in it, and it's got a little bit of vinegar, a little sweet and sour. I lied. This is the last one. Italian dressing, or seasoning. Okay, that record's ending. Who knows what's going to be next? It's on random shuffle. I have no idea. We'll see what happens. I may have to turn off the video. Oh, it's okay. Now this is the key to the whole thing. You want to have in there so all the liquid stays in there and we plump up those raviolis. Oop. Wrong one. Well guys, we're going to let that cook for an hour and a half to 2 hours, And when it's done, I'll show you what it looks like. And for your listening pleasure, we'll turn off the radio and have an MP3 player and be back. Got a frog in my throat. I wonder how frogs would taste. Hey everybody, it's been about an hour and a half. I want to thank everybody for sticking around. Let's see what happened with our ravioli surprise. Everything's nice and done. We've got our tofu and vegetables and our greens, little sausages. Get out those raviolis. For the most nutrition, you'd probably want to steam these vegetables. When you cook them this long, you're going to lose some nutrition, but you're going to gain a lot of flavor. My goodness. These greens, I think they're collards. They could have been mustard. I like adding the stems. Now, since I'm home, I can chew up these stems and then spit out the cud. But, you know, it gives a nice chewy texture. Got some delicious flavor in those stems. Actually, there's enough for 2 people here if you have a little side dish. Guys, I want to thank you for sticking around. If you look up at the top of the video, there's going to be some links to a playlist of videos I've made over the years on food. And in the playlist, I also have a lot of people that have made videos that I like personally. You want to check out a lot of home cooking, comfort type meals. Also, I've got some people I feature on my channel that do a lot of cooking. Almost everybody that I feature on my channel cooks. You've got Chef Buck that specializes in cooking. You've got BC Truck, he cooks. Even 65 Ford, he made a video on how to cook on the car engine. And I'm still working, even though she doesn't make a lot of videos nowadays. Some of her videos on cooking are excellent. I should have added some sliced olives and little tiny cherry tomatoes, but I'm out of tomatoes. Let's get started having some dinner, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Put on new videos every week. Been doing it for 13 years. Got over 840 videos. And food videos on Friday. Review stuff on Sunday. And wad card, whatever I want on Wednesday. Alright, guys. Well, have a nice evening. Have a nice dinner. I know I will. Get in my belly. Oh yeah. Thanks, guys. Take care. See you out there.